All right, welcome back to the Animal House. So this video is going to be on the importance of secure borders. So we're going to go over that, and it's going to probably ruffle some feathers and whatnot, but part of the point of having these conversations is so we can find common ground and have some debate on these topics. The point is to bring us closer together, not farther apart. So in saying that, let's start. I'm going to be looking down at my notes here because I want to make sure I try to cover as much as I can. So first point would be national security. Preventing illegal entry, secure borders are crucial in preventing illegal entry, which help maintain national security by screening individuals and knowing who is entering the country. It also helps in counterterrorism. Robust border security measures can help deter and detect potential threats from individuals that are attempting to enter the country for malicious purposes. So to give context to that, in our previous administration, we had a total of 13 caught terror watch list members come across the border. Since our current administration has been in office, we've had over 300. And to give that a little bit of context, it took 9 to carry out the attacks on 9/11. So just understand that it doesn't take that many. There was 2 people involved in the Boston bombings, and that did harm and hurt quite a few people. So it's important to know who's here and what their plans are while they are here. The economic interests in it. Labor market stability is a good one. Controlled immigration can contribute to a stable labor market. Regulating the flow of workers, preventing exploitation, and ensuring fair wages. It will help prevent sex trafficking. It will help prevent drug trafficking, but it will also help us choose who we have coming in, so it doesn't overload one of our labor markets. We can decide as a country we need doctors, PhDs, engineers, mathematicians, scientists, labor workers, pogo stick mechanics, hula hoop operators, whatever we need. And that will help our economy and our labor market be strong, be tough, and help withstand, the ebbs and flows of, economic issues. Resource allocation is another big one. If we have too many on one side, then it becomes, handouts. And we're doing enough of that lately with the amount of people that got used to the COVID checks, and they feel the government should just pay them to exist, and pay them because they've got blue hair and they're a expert in lesbian underwater Native American basket weaving, and that's what they got their degree in because that's fucking useful. Or they got a degree in cultural dance of sub-Saharan fucking New Zealand or something. Nobody gives a fuck. If you get a degree in that, guess what? You got it because you just love the topic and you don't actually plan on using it for anything productive. Public health, disease control. We had no issues locking down everything because of the pandemic, but then we have people coming across the border that have plague or other infectious diseases that have been long gone from North America, but they're bringing them in from the Middle East, Africa, Asian countries, whatever the case may be. And I have nothing against the people themselves, but that still doesn't mean that I don't think we should have a secure fucking border. Cultural identity. This is a big point that I get, kind of worked up about is, growing up in my age or older, we all kind of culturally had a similar frequency. We could make movie references that everybody kind of understood. We could make cultural references that everybody understood. And when you moved here to embrace the American culture, not exploit it. And that's a huge thing for me. Is like, I'm very proud of being Scandinavian, like by descent, but I'm an American first. And yes, I'm very, very proud of my Scandinavian heritage, but I'm an American first always, no matter what. If Norway or Denmark or fucking Iceland decided to attack something, I'm not going to run out in the streets and start protesting for pro-Scandinavian rights or whatever because I'm an American first. You know, and if you look at me, there's no question that I am not who I am genetically. But that doesn't mean dick because I was born here. This is my country, this is my culture, and this is what's important to me. And that is what I will stand up for. And I expect that the other people that live here understand that. We have a common language, we have a common culture. Now, there are some differences. You go to where, you know, the Creole folks are in the South. They have amazing food. They have a completely different, you know, sub language, but they understand that they're an American. You go to, you know, the East Coast, you go to the Northeast, you go to the Midwest, you know, fuck, you go to Iowa. I know people from Iowa that are absolutely proud of Iowa, and the state is flat as fuck, and it's fucking farmland for as far as you can see. You could roll a marble across the state of Iowa. And then you go to places like Texas. Texas people are like dog show people or like CrossFit people or vegans. In the first 30 seconds, you're going to know that they're from fucking Texas. There's no question. They're so proud of it. And I love fucking Texas. And I love Texans. You know, I don't think there's a state culture that I love more. But they got a little crazy in them. Not in a bad way. You know, you go to New Mexico. Beautiful fucking South, you know, American, well, South North American culture, right? You go to parts of Texas, Tex-Mex. You know, you go to parts of Arizona. You see the Navajo. You see the Hopi res, the Navajo res. Beautiful culture, amazing cultures, right? You go to, you know, parts of Central California and see the Chicano cultures there, or LA, the Chicano cultures. You know, I mean, there's parts of it that are amazing, parts of it not so much, but parts of it are amazing. And then you go to the western states, you know, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Utah, very distinct type of people there too. And it's amazing. You'll never see more beautiful skies than being in the western skies, ever. You know, and I've been all over the globe. I love the western skies. They are gorgeous. So back to the topic. Um, Cultural preservation is important. And seeing all these people that want to shit on American culture, fuck you, leave. You don't like it, go somewhere else. You're not forced to stay here. It's a privilege to fucking be in the United States. A privilege. Okay? And if you were born here like I am, then it's your responsibility to ensure that that common frequency stays there. That's not to say we can't have other people come here. You know, Europeans give Americans shit because we don't ever have passports or whatever, and we don't travel. Why the fuck do we need to? We got the best everything here. You know? So, you're fuck off. Now, the end results of the American culture, cultural diversity, right? There's a lot of cultural diversity here. There's no more cultural diversity anywhere you go in the globe. Okay? We have Chinatown, Little Japantown, we have Koreatown, we have, and it's in multiple states, right? You know, you have the Creole culture, which has a huge French influence in it. You have, you know, Florida, which has like a huge Cuban influence. Okay, these are all important places. You have South California, where you have a huge Chicano culture. You have the Southwest that has a huge Native American influence. You have Texas, which has a Tex-Mex influence. These are all very important parts of the American common frequency. So the impact controlled borders can influence the composition of populations, shaping the diversity and the cultures within that. Integration policies that balance the immigration will allow language and culture to kind of stay fluid. and you can allow communities to adapt gradually. Again, language values. Some argue that a secure border helps maintain a common language and shared values, contributing to a sense of national identity. And that's, I think, one of the huge areas that we're fucking up these days, is because a lot of people have lost the cultural identity of being proud of being a fucking American. They want to feel bad about being the best country. They want to feel bad about being the dominant culture. The entire globe consumes our media. Why? Because we're fucking awesome. That's why. Yeah, we're indignant sometimes. And yeah, we can be, a little shitty. But when we have a strong economy, a strong government, and a cultural identity, the globe stays pretty fucking calm. Look at what happened now. We've got a president that's as useless as tits on a board, and the entire world erupts into bullshit. Well, that didn't happen when we had certain people in office. So, political ideology, partisan divisions, immigration policies often generate partisan divisions. That's what we're seeing right now. And with liberals emphasizing humanitarian concerns and the conservatives prioritizing national security and economic interests. And we're starting to see what happens when you got a bunch of leftists making decisions. Everything goes to shit. You cannot tax into prosperity. You cannot force the economy to be robust. Okay, that's all done by the people, not by the government ordering minimum wages, ordering how things are done, ordering how much things cost, demanding things cost a certain amount of money. Shit doesn't work that way. Basic economics class or education will teach anybody that. You cannot change the way that works. It's fucking math. The approach to border security shapes political discourse and policy formulation, influencing election campaigns and party platforms. And you're seeing the mainstream media try to force this narrative that, all ethnic people in the United States have to be Democrats. Let's remember that the Democratic Party was the pro-slavery party, and the Republicans were the anti-slavery party. And then over the years, somehow the Democrats have taught a master class on flipping the script on that. But it's fucking history. It's facts. You can go back and read it in any legitimate history book. But the mainstream media is trying to force it down your throat. Again, trying to feed you a shit sandwich and telling you it's sorbet. It's not. It's still a shit sandwich. Okay? But finally, ethnic people are starting to figure it out. You're starting to see a lot more of the ethnic population in the United States start to fucking open their eyes and realize that, the libertarians, the middle of the road people, the independents, and, the kind of softer Kennedy era, liberals, and most of your Republicans are just there to give us the best economy and the best country we can. And yeah, sometimes you got to make some harsh decisions to do that. But it's not racist. It's not bigoted. It's just facts. Fuck your feelings. International relations is another part of border policy, right? The handling of border issues affects international relations, particularly with neighboring countries. We used to have a pretty strong relationship with Mexico, and we should have a strong relationship with our neighbors. Hell, I think Tucker Carlson's right. We need to go up there and liberate fucking Canada, because Justin Trudeau, Fidel Castro's bastard kid, is a fucking communist, and he's treating Canadians like they're subjects. It's fucking insane. And then global perception. American border policies contribute to the global perception of the country and its commitment to values and principles. And we've shit all over our American culture, values, and principles. So I just wanted to do this to kind of give some perspective and give people something to talk about and have some debate on. But I don't want to be ill. I don't want to be nasty. I want this to bring us together and, have something to communicate about. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on the next one.